I will tell this story because it happened and it's shocking.
I'll start at the beginning. I guess I was the first one to notice that there was a problem. I used to come home pretty late from the office, and if Sean was up, he'd be sitting in his kind of like high chair at the time, and I would say, "Hi, Sean. Hi, Sean." And it was like he didn't hear me. He didn't hear me. He responded in other ways, but he did not seem to respond to the spoken word to him. That's when it really started at that point, and it seemed to progress as time went on.
And then it deteriorated very rapidly. All of a sudden, he was screaming all the time. All of a sudden, I couldn't hold him. All of a sudden, he was not eating, and he was not sleeping, and he was screaming. It was a nightmare. I just thought I lost my child. We went to a developmental pediatrician. When he saw him, he said, he has autistic tendencies. And it was like somebody stabbed me in the gut. Autistic? And I felt like, oh my God, I'm on this quest. I have to make use of every second. So what my instincts were is to put Sean in a normal, typical nursery school. And we had a wonderful nursery school teacher. She loved him, but it wasn't working. And so we went to UCLA. What we did was, because we're both professionals, we said, we want to go to the best of the best. So they said there's only one place to go, and that's UCLA. He seemed really nice, and Sean's shoelace was untied. He tied his shoelace. I thought, oh, that's a nice touch. But I looked in the room across the hall, and I saw all these wires and machines. And he said, don't worry, I'm not plugging him into that, and he kind of relaxed us. Sean was around 2.5, and he used pain. The first time he saw Sean, it was a one-way mirror where I could watch what was going on. He slapped him because Sean wouldn't sit in a chair and give him eye contact. Sean was abused in the name of treatment. What happens is when you get into a strict behavioral program and somebody's in control and they're making a student do something they don't want to do over and over again, that child is going to rebel. And then the power struggle happens, and then abuse happens. My son has gone through a lot because he can't use verbal speech. It doesn't mean he doesn't understand. It doesn't mean he hasn't got something to say. He wants what you and I want. He wants to be happy. He wants relationships, friends. I think that it's really important that we see he's one of us. And if we were tortured in the name of treatment, we'd be pretty pissed off. Sean has had a profound effect on a lot of people. He has changed people's lives. I think the hardest thing that Sean had to endure, besides the aversives, is from day one getting the feeling that he was broken and that he had to be fixed. How would any of us want to live with that? And so that's why when you see him and he has a smile, he has a lot of courage and has been through a